One of the most surprising turns in the story of Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney's friendship led to an unexpected and permanent rift. Their collaborative relationship began in 1978 when McCartney, now 83, wrote the song "Girlfriend" for Jackson, which appeared on his breakthrough 1979 album Off the Wall. Their musical chemistry reignited in 1982 with the duet "The Girl Is Mine," featured on Jackson's record-breaking Thriller album. They teamed up once again in 1983 for the hit "Say, Say, Say," which appeared on McCartney's Pipes of Peace. It was during these recording sessions that the seeds of a future betrayal were quietly planted. During casual studio conversations, McCartney introduced Jackson to the concept of investing in music publishing, sharing stories about the long-term financial rewards of owning song rights. Jackson, apparently intrigued, joked that he might one day own McCartney's music. At the time, McCartney laughed off the comment, believing it to be harmless teasing. But in 1985, Jackson turned that offhand remark into reality. He outbid others to purchase ATV Music for $47 million, a company that controlled the majority of the Beatles' song catalogue. This move left McCartney without ownership of the rights to the songs he had co-written with John Lennon, rights he hadn't held since 1969. The purchase stunned McCartney. He later voiced his disappointment over what he felt was a betrayal of trust. He considered it unethical for a friend to make such a calculated move, especially one that undermined the very foundation of their relationship. He likened it to having the metaphorical rug pulled out from under him by someone he considered close. George Harrison was equally taken aback. In a 1988 CNN interview, he expressed how strange it seemed for Jackson, who was thought to be McCartney's friend, to acquire their work in such a manner. Harrison mentioned that he had only a handful of songs in the catalog himself, but still wished he could reclaim them, if not for himself, then to leave to his son one day. Jackson, for his part, rarely addressed the controversy publicly. He once compared the value of the Beatles' catalog to a priceless artwork, stating that songs of such caliber were beyond any monetary value. Despite this, he gave no indication that he intended to return ownership of the music to McCartney or Lennon's estate, which inevitably created distance between him and McCartney. McCartney later opened up during an interview on The Howard Stern Show about his efforts to reclaim the rights, explaining the financial impracticality of buying back songs he had originally written for free. The cost to repurchase them had soared beyond what he could justify. As Jackson's financial situation worsened in later years, he eventually sold half of his stake in ATV to Sony for $95 million. Following his death in 2009, Sony assumed full control over the catalog that included the Beatles' music. That same year, McCartney spoke to David Letterman about how he had tried to reach out to Jackson. He recalled how he hoped that Jackson, who now held a powerful position in music publishing, might finally offer the Lennon-McCartney partnership a fairer deal, considering they had signed their original publishing contract as young, inexperienced musicians. But McCartney said Jackson dismissed the request, simply calling it just business. Though there was no heated fallout, McCartney admitted that the two gradually drifted apart after that conversation. In 2017, McCartney finally reached a resolution through a legal agreement with Sony ATV, citing the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976, which allows songwriters to reclaim rights after 35 years. McCartney regained control over portions of the Beatles' catalog, bringing a long and complicated saga to a partial close.